Hi, this is Dr. Smith. Hey, I've just pulled off the side of the road, man. My mind was just thinking about all the things that are going on in our world today. Some of the things I see on, on Facebook, and I'm not here to criticize anybody's quote unquote First Amendment, Second Amendment right to speak your mind. I think First Amendment rights. But as I look, and definitely we could talk about all the stuff that's going on with the January 6th commission and all the things that they're discovering about our former president. But when I look at it from a global point of view, zoom back and sort of look at the world through the lens of the Bible, I see something that while it is disturbing, yet for the true believer, it's sort of exciting because it's coming to pass what the Bible said the world would be and look like. And I understand, I listen to a lot of different things on Facebook that's being posted, YouTube that's being posted by those who are literally in sort of a intelligent way discrediting the Bible, saying there are things that are not, they're fictional, mythical, they're not true. And therefore, if their argument that they're presenting is true, then that means Jesus is not real. But when I look at it from the lens that we were told, biblically, we were told that this is the end times would be like this, I don't see, I don't get moved by it as greatly as I could be if I didn't have that reality or that hope. In fact, if you read 1 Timothy chapter 4, specifically verses 3 and 4, you will find that this is no surprise. For in verse 3 of 2 Timothy chapter 4, Paul says, for the time will come, he says, they will not endure sound doctrine. That is, they don't want to hear the truth, and that they will go after their own lust. They have their own agenda. They will come or appear, as some are doing right now, as we're evangelistic and that kind of stuff, but they're being driven away by their own desires and heart. This is why what was classified the big lie, that's going on right now. And but Paul goes on in 2 Timothy 4:4, and he describes as they shall turn away their ears from the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. I don't care how logical it sounds. I don't care how articulate is presented. They do not want to hear the truth, and shall turn away unto lies, fables, stories, that kind of thing. But when I'm motivated by verse 5, and this is, I guess, is where I'm thinking out loud, and I want to give a word of encouragement to those of us who believe. Don't lose your faith. In fact, when you look at the world through the lens of the Bible, you will see that, man, it's right on. It's right on. Pin spot on what we were told the end times would look like. He says, but he told us, and I want to make sure that I leave you with these encouraging words. He says, but watch them in all things. In other words, watch it. All you got to do is look at it. Just watch it. Watch it, all things. Tell us to endure affliction, do the work of evangelism. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter how, it's heartbreaking, the things that evil will do, and don't try to explain it because you can't. It's just evil. We are to do the work of an evangelist, and he says to us that we are to make full proof of our ministry. And you say to yourself, well, man, Doc, what's going on? Well, again, Jesus taught in Luke chapter 8, or was recorded Luke chapter 8, verse 13. It has to do with the type of fruit they are. They hear, they get all excited when they hear the truth. They receive it. But here's the key. It has no root. A flower, a plant that grows, it can grow up. But if that root's faulty, it will not survive. He goes on to describe this particular fruit. That's but he says if they believe for a while. All right, this is why I'm listening to so-called people who are articulate, educated, say what they used to be, and now they've come to the light that the Bible is mythical, it's not true. They will fall away. Why? And in the times of temptation, because they have no root, they fall away. So I want to leave you with this encouragement, if I can, from 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 17. He says, Peter gives us, he says, stay aware. I'm just going to give you some bullet points from that. Stay aware. Don't fall for the lie. All the heartaches that's going on, it just makes no sense. But you stay aware. Don't lose sight of the promise we have. We got a promise, and you need to make sure you're anchored in that promise that Jesus has given unto us. He says, go prepare a place for you. If it was not so, I would not have told you. He said, and I'm coming to you. When I'm coming back, I'm paraphrasing. When I'm coming back, I'm coming to receive you unto myself. And then finally, whatever you do, I don't care how life tosses, and believe me, I'm human being, man. I wrestle with all kinds of things. But here's the end. In the end, here's what you have to do. Hold on to your faith. Don't allow the world's circumstances and situations. Don't allow frustration. Don't even allow the things that go on you in your life personally to move you from your faith. Because if you get moved from your faith, you will fall prey, just like these examples that we have right now in the world. People who say they were Christians and now they've come to the truth that Christianity is not true. And they fall away and they believe all these things. But you know and I know, you have to be anchored. Anchored. And when you're anchored in the faith that Jesus Christ taught us to, no matter what comes, no matter what betides us, that we're like trees planted by the rivers of water. Our roots are wrapped around the rock, and when the wind blows, we may sway, but we shall not be moved. So I just wanted to give that word of encouragement, and I pray it will help somebody today.